Today we are going to be spending £100 in this Tesco Extra to give to a food bank to help people who really need it. Currently in the world with coronavirus, some people have lost their jobs, meaning that they are struggling to provide for their families with food, with money and with general stuff that they need. So today we're going to be getting some food from Tesco's, giving it to a food bank to hopefully help out some of the people who really need it. Anyway, let's go. We're going to take some of these baked beans, as that is one of the things the food bankers need at the moment. So we're literally just going to take a tray of these. It's really heavy, didn't realise that. In the trolley it goes. Okay, we're going to get some soup because that's something food banks want. So what have we got here? Cream of chicken. And then we'll take something else. Let's take some lentil and bacon soup. Let's get some vegetarian soups for anyone who doesn't eat meat. We're going to grab some chicken and sweet corn soup now. And then we'll take some cream and mushroom. We're getting a bit of everything so people can have different things depending on what they like. Let's get some tomato soup, some basic, simple tomato soup. I'm wondering how long we're going to take up of one of these cashiers' time scanning through all these items. It's going to be a while. What else have we got here then? We've got some minstrel soup, because why not? Halfway there in the soup. We'll probably have to start getting some more of the same stuff because we've basically got through everything apart from the stuff on the top here. Some Scotch broth. Looks interesting. There we go. I'm carrying this in a really awkward way. I can stay up there for now. There is lentil and bacon. We'll get some of that. Can't remember if we got any of that yet. Put that in. Let's get some low-fat lentil and vegetable. Take this one. And we'll get some more cream and tomato because that's probably going to be a popular one. So here we go, last tray of soup. And now we spend 10 minutes scanning all this stuff. We're going to go and get some tuna chunks, as that's something else the food bank wanted. So yeah, we're going to grab these from over here. We've got 3, 6, 9, 12 in there. And there we go. That's them. We're going to get some peas, and it's quite simple, but it's something that the food bank needed. So, we're going to... They are growers harvest peas, and we're going to dump them in the trolley here. And how many we've got? 3, 6, 9, 12. And we'll get another tray of them. Going to start scanning some peas now. This is actually a lot of stuff we've got here, and seeing as we've only spent about 50 quid so far, we've got so much stuff for that. So I can see the amazing difference it's going to make for the food bank and to help a load of people around the country who are low on food. So far we've got a load of garden peas, a load of tuna chunks and a ton of soup. Oh, we've got loads of different stuff. We've got vegetable soup, tomato soup, chicken soup and loads of other stuff. It's really incredible how much stuff we've actually managed to get with the money we've got for this video. We're going to get about 10 packs of these biscuits, as it's a luxury but it's something nice to have, especially as we're coming up to Christmas time. That didn't go well. Let's go. So overall the total came out to around £108, and I think that was quite good for what we were getting. We got a lot of stuff and it wasn't too expensive.
Thanks for shopping at Tesco.
We have gone from having this empty trolley a couple of hours to go. We then filled it up to here with food, and now it's empty again, and it's all boxed up in the back of the car. It is so important to realise how much this food will help, and any donations you can make, whether it's money or food, to food banks around the country or around countries you live in, really do help them out. Currently in the climate we do have a big problem with low food supplies, people losing their jobs meaning they aren't able to fund for their families and to give them food. So it's really good to know that we can go as a community on my channel and help some people out. So anyway, we're going to now cut to me in a couple of days when it's a bit lighter outside, giving the food to a food bank to help some people out. Let's go.
75 years later.
We have now arrived at where we're going to be dropping off the food for the food bank. And it's kind of irritating because we've got a motorway right next to where we're filming, but we're going to be dropping the food off here. And the great thing about this storage centre is that they give free storage to all the Trusted Trust food banks from around the country. It's really fantastic. It's really great to see a lot of companies getting involved to help out food banks when they really need it. So we're going to get the food loaded into the cart and then we're going to get it into storage. Let's collect this food then. First we need the bigger boxes, so I'm going to go around the other side to get the bigger boxes out, which are going to make the base of the loading we do. So I just dump this on the trolley here and start packing it nicely. I didn't expect rice to be so heavy, but apparently it is. Take some biscuits out now. It's much nicer, the sort of trolley we've got for packing this, than we did in Tesco's, because it's just open and easy to load. I'll take this tray of soup now and start loading that on top. We'll take these tuna chunks, as they're quite a long tray. It sort of fits on top of that one nicely. We're going to try and load it so it doesn't fall over. That's what I want to do. These like boxes we've got them in that aren't exactly sturdy. They don't stay together well. Because we literally had this stuff sitting in our house for about a week before we came here to load it. So we could really see how much of it there was. We've still got a ton of soup to unload here. And there we go. That's everything unloaded. We've unloaded a lot of stuff and we're now going to wait for the staff from the food bank to arrive so we can put it into their storage cabinets to help some people out. So yeah.
Well, first of all, thanks ever so much for the donations that you've brought here today. As you can see, lots of people have given donations.
So basically, we just want to know, with coronavirus, has that affected people needing food?
And we're seeing lots of needs, different needs. So 100 people a week here get help through the food bank. But recently we've seen people who have either been unwell and not been able to work, or people have lost their jobs, or people have actually had a reduced income because they've been furloughed. So they're getting much less money. And where money was already tight, we're seeing people having to come to food bank for some help. And this is just, it's emergency food. It's not long-term help. It's just while we're trying to get real support for people.
It's fantastic what you do. Is it voluntary?
Yeah, so it's mainly voluntary led, so all our volunteers collect food, they sort the food, and all our centres are run by volunteers as well.
In terms of general people from the public helping, what sort of things do you look for?
So we have people who've just got some time and want to help, and that can be that they organise a street collection. So there are some streets locally where they collect food and then drop it off here. We've got people who spend some time in our centres, and so they meet people and give the food to them. And we've got sometimes people just on the phone, just checking that people are all right, who we've met in the past and we know might be struggling now. And then there's a whole range of other projects we do around that. So it's not just about giving food, but it's helping people with other things they might need. They might need to claim for benefits for the very first time and don't know how to fill in these forms. And so we've got people who help with that. We're going to pack and distribute 1,000 hampers across southwest London.
It's obviously fantastic what you do, and thank you for everything you do.
Yeah, and it's a whole team, behind. None of this would work if it wasn't for the generosity of people who give the food, people who give their time, people who give funds for paying for the things we do. So rooms like this are provided by a company. We wouldn't be able to afford to pay for these in full if we had to. So food banks provide emergency food for people in crisis, and I think there's all sorts of ways that crisis can hit people. So we've seen an increase in all sorts of ways. If you remember right back to March, people couldn't go out, people were told to shield, but there was no immediate provision. You couldn't get an online supermarket shop. And so we worked as a group of local churches here, not just doing the food bank, but doing emergency boxes. Great, thank you very much for your donation. Really good to see you. Thank you.
Thank you for everything that you do as a food bank and you do as a volunteer and employed. It's fantastic to see people in the community coming to help out others who need it.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
WhizKid, yeah, WhizKidHero, ayy. WhizKid, yeah, WhizKidHero, entertaining, that's a fact. He might even make you laugh. He a beast on it Fortnite and at Minecraft, ayy. WhizKid, yeah, WhizKidHero.